Uh, so we need to improve our solution. Now, as I said, the optimum condition for simplex algorithm is all Zj minus Cj is greater than equal to 0. As we can see that here all Zj minus Cj are not greater than equals to 0, and there are some negative values. So the variable corresponding to the most negative Zj minus Cj value will enter the basis. That means in this case it is most negative is -5, and if there is a tie it can be broken arbitrarily. So -5 corresponds to A3. A3 means x3. A3 corresponds to the variable x3. So the entering vector will mark this way. Will mark the entering vector this way. And as you know, if there are 3 places in the basis, so if one is entering, one must leave. Otherwise, the 3 places cannot be fixed. So if one is entering, then one variable or one vector must exit. How to decide which vector to exit? That will be done through the ratio. The leaving vector will be obtained through the calculation of ratio. Now, how to calculate the ratio? So what we'll do, we'll divide the column, the values of the column, values at the column B by the values that are with the entering vector. That means we will divide 10 by 1 corresponding values. So for S1 it is 10 by 1, that is ratio is 10 by 1 equals to 10. 12 by 2, in this case is 12 by 2 is 6, and 8 by -3. But mind that if there is a negative value or a 0 value in the entering vector column, then with that value you will not divide, because it will give you a negative value and that will make something difficult in the next. So variables, whatever variables will be there that cannot have any negative value, because we have specified that all the variables are greater than equals to 0. So if it is a negative, so 8 by -3, that value will come as negative, and that will not be acceptable. So if it's a negative value, we will not calculate the corresponding ratio. And then we'll find out which one is the minimum ratio. In this case the minimum ratio is 6. So that means the vector corresponding to the minimum ratio will leave the basis. So we'll mark this way, that will put an arrow like this. So this will say this variable is going out, and this variable is going in, and this variable is going out, and we'll mark the variable that is going, that particular column that is entering will mark, and the particular row that is leaving, that will also mark. And in the next table we'll continue this way. So what we have, first we'll write down the XB. So what we have in this case, S1 is remaining unchanged, so S1 is there. Now instead of S2 has already left. What has entered is A3. So A3 means X3 is the variable, corresponding variable, and S3 is there. S3 and S1 are remaining. Instead of S2 it is X3 is entered, and the corresponding vectors are A4. S1's corresponding vector was A4 as it is, and then X3's corresponding vector is A3, and S3's corresponding vector is A6. So as they were it will be like that. Then the CV correspondingly will change. S1's coefficient in the objective function is 0. X3's coefficient in the objective function is 5. So now it becomes 5, and S3 coefficient in the objective function is 0. Now next calculation is very important to remember. So how to do that? Please note that the value at the intersection of entering vector and leaving vector, that is in this case it is 2, is called the pivot or key element. So this is the key element in this matrix, and because the key element in the next table will always be 1, so this will be termed as the pivotal row, because it is this row is containing the pivot, and this will be termed as the pivotal column because this column is containing the pivot. So in the next table, the pivotal row will be obtained by dividing by pivot. Each element will divide by pivot. So throughout we will divide this row. To obtain this row, we will divide by pivot. That means this becomes 12 by 2, that becomes 6. And this will become 3 by 2. This will become minus 1 by 2 because this was minus 1. So this becomes minus 1 by 2. Pivot will become 1 because 2 by 2 is 1. 0 will remain 0. 1 becomes 1 by 2 and 0 is 0. So pivotal row will be obtained by dividing by pivot. And all other elements, for all other elements, we can use two methods. There are two different ways of calculating all other elements. So all other elements will be calculated by either by row transformation. So as you see, A5 was previously 0, 1, 0. Now this second variable or A3 has become in the middle. So this will have the column will have 0, 1, 0. So this value will be 0 and this value will be 0. So this will take the format. So A4 will have 1, 0, 0. A3 will have 0, 1, 0 and A6 will have 0, 0, 1. So this changes will, because they are forming the basis, so they will form the unit matrix format. A4 as first, that will have 0, 1, 0. A3 comes second, so this will have A4 comes first, so it will be 1, 0, 0. A3 comes second, so it will be having 0, 1, 0. And A6 comes third, that it will be having 0, 0, 1. So that means if we are using row transformation, that means using this row you have to make this as 0. So simply just subtract this row from this row. Or there are other methods, there is another way of doing it. There is a formula for calculation. You can use this formula to calculate. So I am writing the formula as new element is equals to old element minus P into Q by pivot, where P is the corresponding element in the pivotal row and Q is the corresponding element in the pivotal column. All other elements can be calculated using this formula. So let's explain. So suppose we are calculating this first element. So old element is 10. What is the corresponding element in the pivotal row? Corresponding element in the pivotal row is 12 and corresponding element in the pivotal column is 1. So this value will be 10 minus 1 into 12 by 2. That is 10 minus 6. That gives you 4. 10, old element is 10 minus P into Q by pivot. So 12 into 1 by 2, that means 12 by 2 is 6. So 10 minus 6 is 4. This element is 8. 8 minus corresponding element in the pivotal row is 12. Corresponding element in the pivotal column is minus 3. So, and pivot is 2. So that means 8 minus 12 into minus 3 by 2. That means it becomes plus 8 plus 12 by 2 is 6. 6 into 3 is 18. So 8 plus 18 is 26. 8 plus 18 becomes 26, and all other elements can be calculated. But as you know, our basic condition is Zj minus Cj, so we'll at this column and the column in B gives you the solution. So these are the two, this column and this row are the two important things, whether that will tell you whether you need to go to the other table or not. So let's calculate these values. This becomes minus 3. So minus 3 is the old element. Minus 3 into minus 5 plus 2 by 2. So that means minus 3 into minus 5 by 2, that gives you plus. So 3 into 5 is 15 by 2 is 7 by 2. 15 by 2 is 7.5. So 7.5 minus 3 is that is 4.5. Now this value becomes minus 2 into minus 1 minus 2 minus 1 and minus 3 by minus 1 into minus 5 by 2. So minus 5 by 2, that is a minus value, so it's a negative value it's coming. So this value is minus 2 minus 5 by 2, that gives you minus 4.5. This is 0. So you calculate all other values similarly, and as you can see there is a negative value, so again there will be the table will follow. So let's check this now. Current solution is S1 is equals to 4, S2 equals to 0, S3 equals to 26, X1 equals to 0, X2 equals to 0, and X3 equals to 6. Because as I've already said, the values that are there in the basis are the solutions are all which are not there in the basic, not are the basic variables, their values will be 0. So basic variables are S1, X3 and S3. So S1 is value 4, X3 has value 6, and S3 has value 26, and all other variables will be having value 0. So let's check. So S1 is 4 plus X3 is 6, 4 plus 6 is 10, yes, that satisfies. 2x3 is 12, and all other values are 0, so that becomes S2 is 0, so that is 12. And this is 3x3, that is 3 into 16, 3 into minus 3 into 6 is minus 18. So 18 minus 18, so S3 has to be 26. So plus 26 gives you 8. So this satisfies the condition, and now you calculate all other elements through the formula that I have already given. So for your help, I am calculating one row. So this first row I am just calculating. So this will become minus half. This will become 3 by 2. 1 minus 1 is 0. 1 minus 0 is 1. 0 minus half is minus half. 0 minus 0 will be 0. Please calculate the other values and all other Zj. So I have already calculated Zj minus Cj 1 value, and you proceed further and complete the problem. So that is your job. That is the recapitulation of simplex algorithm. Next day we will recapitulate the BGAM a little bit, and after that we will do the revised simplex method. Thank you.